everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the all-new Delta Ultra Lite ML226. Jake, what are some of the specs on this thing?
This floor plan comes in well under 30 foot. Now that's a pretty big deal. In fact, it's 26 feet 11. You're gonna have a dry weight under 6,000 pounds and a sub 700 pound hitch weight as well.
That's impressive. So you're gonna be able to tow this thing with lots of different trucks.
That's correct.
All right, let's go ahead and take a step inside and show you all the great features.
Let's go.
All right, Jake, so we took a step inside the ML226, which stands for mid-living. You got that beautiful living room in the middle of the coach. But take me through a high-level view of the flow of this floor plan.
So incorporating the, like you were saying, the mid-living area, in combining that with a shorter overall length, one thing that we wanted to do was not make it smaller literally everywhere. So similar floor plans exist out there in the industry, but what we did, and essentially hardly affecting the dry weight at all, is we added a foot to the overall length, which drastically increased. And again, this thing's under 27 feet. That extra 12 inches there goes a long way, literally everywhere. You're gonna find a larger kitchen area, a larger bathroom, and certainly up front in the bedroom area, you're gonna pick up a lot of real estate there as well.
Nice, okay, let's go ahead and start in the rear of the coach and talk about the kitchen space.
Okay. The kitchen area in this ML226 affords a lot of real estate, like I just mentioned, one of which being the 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. Right next to that is some extra countertop space with some slide out drawers below, as well as a 3-burner gas cooktop with pots and pans drawers below that. Right above that cooktop, you are gonna find an extra cabinet space as well as a microwave. And on the rear wall, you're gonna find a kitchen sink that has an offset drain to increase the storage capability below that. And lastly, right here on the rear wall, you're gonna find 3 drawers, one of which is our drawer max, which includes the integrated silverware storage. And then right across from your refrigerator is the oversized pantry that has drawer guides on each one of those shelves to increase the usability.
Nice, let's go ahead and head to the living room and talk about all the great space in there. All right, Jake, so now that we're in the mid-living section of this ML226, beautiful 3-person sofa, tons of space. Explain all the great features that are going on in here.
So it's already clear that the kitchen area, you pick up a lot of extra real estate. Again, this saw a lot of parking's back to just that extra 1 foot that we added to this thing, but usually something takes a backseat in some respects when you're trying to be in that category of a shorter travel trailer. We still have a 79-inch 3-person theater seat. Every one of those reclines. The middle section there actually folds down for a center console. You still have the atrium window system. This is a rack and pinion flush floor slide out, which is a little bit taller than the status quo as well. Right across from that is where I'm sitting, Joe, and that's with our booth dinette here. Also serves as a supplemental sleeping area. This is a legless design as well. Super easy to operate, but that's your daily benefit there too, without knocking your knees and all that extra stuff, right? And then of course, above that, you have the 40-inch smart TV with some storage on each side. Extremely well done here in the living area.
Yeah, this is a hyper-functional space, comfortably seating 4 over there, 3 over here. You can sit 7 people in here comfortably.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Not that you can sleep all 7 of them, so they'd have to go somewhere else.
They go outside or a tent or whatever works.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the bedroom, speaking of sleeping.
Okay. The front end of this ML226 includes a 60 by 80 queen size bed, and we're not done there. So below that bed, you're gonna have some extra storage, and you also have 2 dresser drawers right there below it on the front end. We did put a taper on each side of the mattress as well, just to make sure it's a lot easier navigating each side of the walk-around bed. And of course, on each side of the bed, you do have storage for either hanging your clothes or stacking your clothes, and some cabinets above. One last thing before we move outside, let's talk about the bathroom. Now, the bathroom affords a lot of extra real estate within this ML226, starting with the toilet in a great location. Right next to that, you have plenty of linen storage. You have an extra large stainless steel sink with storage below, and just to the left of that, and right above that stainless steel sink, you have a vanity with storage behind it. And finishing off the bathroom here, we have a 30 by 36 shower, which is quite the upgrade for this unit. Now let's go find Joe and talk about a few last minute things here on the inside.
All right, Jake, so what are some of those customer-driven features that you're going to come to find on every Delta floor plan?
Not only on every Delta floor plan, this is a lot of stuff company-wide, right? You have LED flush mount lights throughout the ceiling. One thing specifically on the ultralight series, and as well as obviously this 226, we have one standard air conditioner. It's a 15,000 BTU. But just like those flush mount LED lights, we're still using a lot of other standard features here. That's your flush floor slide. That's your rack and pinion slide out. That's your number and color coded wiring. We're not using any carpet in this model whatsoever. In fact, one last thing we're doing is the fact that, Joe, right where you're standing is actually a little bit of extra storage for some shoes.
Nice. Perfect couples coach. Let's go ahead and head outside and talk about all the great features out there.
Sure.
All right, Jake. So let's talk about one of the most important features. How's this thing built?
Absolutely. So let's start with the running gear. Now, we're having standard Goodyear tires as well as a fully covered underbellies. The shell of it is extremely important for us to mention this too. So we have a full aluminum cage construction. That's every window, baggage door, your entry door. It's all fully reinforced in aluminum. Now on each side of that aluminum, this is also in our floors as well. That's your Asdel composite substrate. So you're gonna have that essentially throughout all 360 of all of our laminated components, fully composite material there. And lastly, on the roof, you're gonna find a PVC roof membrane.
Nice. And that roof is a lifetime warranty.
Yes, sir.
And fully patch repairable.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's go ahead and head to the front of the coach and talk about all the storage you're going to have in the ML226.
Of course.
All right, Jake. So moving towards the front of the coach, you have a huge pass-through storage.
That's correct.
What are some of the key features here?
One of the biggest parts is just the size of it itself, right? It's 42 cubic feet. Now, it doesn't stop there. You still have one of your outdoor spray ports that's plumbed through with hot water. You also have charge ports for USB A and C. You have a power outlet. This side also includes that three-way switch for your on.
All right. So you said this side. Let's head to the off-camp side and talk about everything over there in your pass-through.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. So now that we're on the off-camp side of your pass-through, what are some of the features that they're going to want to know about over here?
Let's start with some of the things that just makes your camping life easier. One of which is we have a hidden panel that's offset to include things like your water pump, your charge controller. There's a standard solar package on here that has a 200-watt panel on the roof. Easily expandable, but all of the logistics behind that are actually through that panel. But then, of course, on this off-door side, you still have your three-way switch that operates your slide out. You also have your second of 3 outdoor spray ports that's plumbed through that 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater that I mentioned, battery disconnects, and a number of other things that, again, just make your life a lot easier navigating either getting to your campsite or leaving.
Nice. Very functional. Campers designed by RVers for RVers. Of course. Let's go ahead and head to the back wall and talk about all the great features back there.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Jake. So this looks like an ordinary back wall, but it's not. What are some of the great features back here?
We've got a good amount going on back here. Let's start with the backup camera. So it's prep, it's a universal prep actually for a backup camera. It's that black dot you'll see right above the Delta logo. You have an oversized rear ladder, a 2-inch accessory hitch, and then you also have that third of 3 outdoor spray ports that's plumbed through your hot water.
Nice. Okay, let's head back to the campsite and talk about how we can learn more about this floor plan.
Sure.
Everybody, thank you for taking the time to watch a tour of the all-new Delta Ultra Lite ML226. Jake, how can they learn more about this floor plan?
For any more specific product information, feel free to head right over to alliancerv.com. Now, if you'd like to connect with us on either various social media platforms or anything like that, Joe, how can they get a hold of us?
Yep, like you said, so any social platform you have that you're active on, just search @AllianceRV. Everybody, thanks for watching, and we hope that you choose to join the Alliance.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jake, so we took a step inside the ML226, which stands for mid-living. You got your middle live room.
Live room?
Just giving you more bloopers. All right, Jake, so
No, I got time. What's up?
whack. Okay, could you imagine being a forklift driver just
honking every day?
Don't say it. Okay. All right, Jake, so this looks...
Oh, wow, that was funny. It's almost, he knew it. He was having too much fun with that one.